give everybody a minute or two to come in, but we're going to get started here pretty quick. So just getting connected to the chat as I always do. If you're here already, please hit the like button so I know that everything is fine and dandy with the stream. Everybody can hear okay, because I don't want to sit and do that. Ask all night long if you guys can hear me and all that different stuff. So if anybody is here, just hit the like button and that'd be fantastic, and we'll go ahead and get started. Because I am connected to everything. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do tonight is we have a fridge dump, stir fry, and we're going to make some chicken fried rice. And basically I'm just trying to get rid of everything that's in my refrigerator and freezer for the next, from the winter. And from this holiday week of, the holiday weekend and all the food and all the family and everybody else that was here. And so that's what we're doing. I threatened ham last Sunday, but ham is not on the menu because I made ham salad, so that's not going to happen. Let's see. From Western New York. Hey Val, good to see you. Glad you made it. But we've got the star of the show over here heating up. We've got a 10-inch, or we've got a number 10 Lodge cast iron. We've got the big thick one, 20-year-old piece, and it is heating up. It's been heating up about 5 minutes. But what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to do what they call, I'm going to do a quick semi-velvet of this chicken and get it going. That way, by the time everything's ready to go, we can kind of get this thing going in somewhat of an order. All right, okay. Let's see. Let me get my gloves on. We'll get this chicken put in here, and then we'll get this. But this should be fairly easy and I'm hoping fairly quick. And I'm hoping that we don't miss people that didn't think that we didn't have anything tonight, because we're working with a different time tonight. But I've been thinking about that 8 o'clock thing for a while, and I was also thinking that it might be nice for people to, who are out on the West Coast, the 7 o'clock thing for me, or for them, I should say. And it actually was kind of nice to have the extra little bit of time to get this thing started. I actually really enjoyed it. So it kind of worked out. But we're going to cut this stuff pretty small. I don't know how much of this piece I'm going to use, but we're going to get these. Normally I do bite-sized pieces, but tonight I'm going to try and keep them small so it keeps the cook going along fast. We got all kinds of people. Eight straight and don't be late. Yeah, like my old man used to say about dice games. Ace, skate, rotate. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it reminded me of. I was taking a shower and panicked that you thought you weren't going. Yeah, we were just, we're looking at the different time. It gives people a little more time at different places across the country. And, hey, it worked for Friends for years. They came on at 8 o'clock. At least where I live, they came on at prime time at 8 o'clock. So, and I don't mind it. I don't mind eating a little later on Thursdays. So, but yeah, like I said, we're just going to get this going, and then we're gonna velvet that up. A lot of times people velvet with the baking soda and things like that. I get away with just using a little bit of my stir fry oil, if you can see that there in the background. I use that, and I let it sit about 15 or 20 minutes, and I have just as much luck with that as I do anything else. Put these down smaller. Let's see. Try and keep them somewhat uniform. There we go. Move this one off to the side into the bowl, and we'll put that in there with a little bit of oil. I don't know if I'm actually going to use that, but we are going to do tonight. We're going to do the fridge dump stir fry, like I said, and we're also going to try and fit in some chicken fried rice. Now, you guys, if you guys are familiar, everybody here so far is familiar with the channel. you've probably seen me make chicken fried rice a time or two. So we're going to do that. And chicken fried rice is a really good way to get rid of stuff in your refrigerator, either in the meat section of your refrigerator, or the the vegetable drawers. There's always chicken fried rice is a great way to get rid of stuff. And people are surprised when you actually make chicken fried rice at home and it tastes good. I got my scraps sitting over here. We'll throw that in there to give the pan, get the pan oiled up. We'll just use the chicken to do that. Let's see, Handsome Stone. But you and Mud don't. I don't. One thing that I have, there's an option on there, and I don't know if Cast Iron Chaos doesn't know this, but I have had an option to have commercials during my thing, and when I first set up my channel, I didn't allow it. Now, there's nothing wrong with the commercials. I mean, if somebody wants to, that does get people paid. He might not have known, because he said before that he doesn't know why they come up, that he had to sign something, because YouTube will make it look like you have to do things that you don't have to do, and that's why I don't have commercials. Now, the other thing is I'm not monetized either. So that's a big thing right there. So I don't have enough subscribers to be monetized. So if you folks are out there and you have not subscribed yet, which most of you that are on here have already, then that helps me get monetized without you guys having to, and still keeps your subscriptions free. So it doesn't cost anybody else anything to subscribe or hit the like button. It just helps me out with that kind of stuff. Because, I'll never get rich off YouTube, but if they wanted to give me a couple bucks, I'd take it. I mean, you don't get rich by not taking money, right? All right, William and Val. Mercy B. Radagast, how are you? I got back to the thing. Got back to the monitor, so if I missed anybody who just showed up or is showing up in there, sorry about that, but I'm trying to keep this one moving along, because this one's going to be this is going to be quick, and I'm trying to stay somewhat focused to make sure I don't forget anything. I'm going to throw this other piece of chicken back in the fridge in its container, and we'll move on. Now what I'm going to do here is, after I take one of my gloves off, is I'm going to take this chicken fat and chicken pieces, and I'm going to throw that to my fairly hot cast iron skillet over there and get that going. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this stuff. This stuff is the stuff that I've said a million times, I swear by. House of Sang stir fry oil. It's already got it's got ginger, it's got the garlic, it's already infused in the oil, and that's all you need. That's all you need right there. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do what people call velveting, if folks are familiar with that. That's what makes the chicken that you get at the restaurant tender. And that's why it comes up a little different. So I'll just work that in, massage that in. Sometimes people will even put in a little baking soda and do that. And that actually gives it a little crispier taste too, depending on how much baking soda you use. But I use the baking soda if I'm going to do it for a long time. This I'm just doing it for basically while I cut up the vegetables. And that's going to be about it. And it only takes about maybe a tablespoon at the most. And get that out of the way and off to the side. And that's done. Yeah, the longer you leave William, the longer, I'm with you, man. Anytime you leave, the longer you leave anything in the fridge, like slaw or anything like that, the way better it is. And I say that all the time on the show. the leaving stuff in the fridge is so much better. So let me see here. Let's get rid of this. And that there. Get rid of that cutting board, because I'm not going to need that anymore tonight. Get that sprayed off so it can sit in the sink. All right, so we got that over there. And basically we're gonna have, for the spices, for the stuff we're gonna use tonight, we don't really have a lot of other stuff we're gonna need, but we're gonna use what I call the Holy Trinity and one apostle for how I do my stir fries and stuff, and this seems to work out fairly well. I've got the House of Sang cooking oil, I've got oyster sauce, I've got teriyaki, and I've got soy sauce. And that should be just about all you need for anything. Thursday night is supposed to be spaghetti night. I've never heard that. Jay Justice, what's up, buddy? Yeah, it's. I think in Jay Justice, you're absolutely right about that marination time, and I think that it is federal law. And anybody who says that it isn't, you just need to look it up. You can look it up, and it'll say that it needs to be marinated for at least 8 hours. Big Bang reference. I've never seen Big Bang Theory. I've never watched it. It looks entertaining. I've seen. I know what it's about. I've just never watched it. I'm not a big TV guy. But let me get something to mix this fat around, because I know that I'm not gonna eat this fat or those little chicken pieces that were trimmed off. But there is a little beagle that is going to love that here in just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do. Since I was little, we always have pasta. Really, I've never heard that. Pizza. We kind of have Friday night pizza night, and generally, if we have tacos, it's on Wednesdays. We usually have tacos on Wednesdays instead of Taco Tuesday. This seems to work out that way. Okay, so we've done enough of that sitting there. Okay, so we will bring over our vegetables, and we're going to start with some peppers, and we'll get those sliced up. I kind of did this in reverse order. I wanted to use that other knife to do this part. I wanted to slice the meat with the other one, but now it's already, I suppose I can just wipe it off. I'll just wipe it off. It doesn't make any difference. I'll just wipe it. We'll just wipe that off. Clean it in just a second. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to step off here for a second. I just much rather use this knife to do my slicing and dicing than that other knife. So there's that stuff out of there. This stuff out of here. I don't like that. I want that stuff. Put that in the composter area. And that, I'm just going to cut those up real nice. And skillet's getting pretty good and hot. I like that. We're gonna make these pieces. I know the last time that I made chicken fried rice, I made everything kind of big. I made the chicken real big, and I made everything else really big. And tonight I'm not doing that. I'm not overloading the pan. One, because I'm having this again either tomorrow or Sunday. Or tomorrow or Saturday, so, but I don't want any leftovers, really. What I'm making tonight is what I'm gonna have. Where's that thing? And then I caught a little bit of Cast Iron Chaos on the replay this afternoon, and Fuzz, I don't think Fuzz is in here tonight. He is, I haven't seen him. But, said something about Lodge isn't going to make enameled ware anymore. I haven't had a chance to look at that and see if that's actually, I mean, why would he say it if it's not really true? But that was something that I was kind of surprised about, if that's something that's really happening. So there we go. That's that. So we've got a little bit of pepper. We've got a carrot. We're just gonna throw that in there. And get that semi diced up. You guys in there? Am I in the shot? Okay. Follow me, please. Do you find One follow you, please? No, I wouldn't follow you anywhere. I don't know who you are. It's probably one of those channels where they sit there and they don't do anything on their channel. They just sit there and look into the camera and go, "Hey, subscribe to my YouTube, like my channel," which is, I don't even know why that's even a thing. That is so weird to me. Because you can go to one channel and somebody's just sitting there staring at their camera going, subscribe, like my channel, subscribe. And then you go to somebody and they'll have like 400 or 500 people watching them do that. And then you go to some, like when I was watching, I was going through stuff on Saturday last weekend while I was cooking dinner, and there'd be a kid on another channel who was just killing it on the guitar, and he'd have like 30 people watching him. I just don't get how that all works. I really don't. But if you're going to do something on YouTube, at least do something that's mildly entertaining. Or at least being engaged into, I'm not above giving a shout out to somebody or anything like that, but if you're just going to sit there and go subscribe to my channel because you're not getting me on there. Let's see. At least whistle or something. Let's see. I was ripping on what you said, not arguing. Oh. Let's see here. And we got this one. Cut up a little bit of onion. Throw that off to the side. I don't need much onion either. Just that, about that much. But I am going to use onion in both. I'm going to use onions in both. I'm going to use it in my stir fry, and I'm going to use it in the chicken fried rice. And I actually look forward to chicken fried rice just as much as I look forward to the stir fry, to be really honest. Chicken fried rice is one of my all-time favorite things. There we go. We've got this. We're going to have that. Now, when you velvet your chicken, I found that if you velvet it at least 15 minutes or so, then you're probably in okay shape. You're not in too bad a shape with 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes at the most. I mean, it's not going to be as great as if you went, to a place and ordered it and it was going to be, if you can velvet it all day, that is ideally what you're looking at. But I wanted you guys to see that you can do it like this as well. And somebody will probably say, somebody over on the restream will probably watch and go, "Oh, well, that's not authentic," or whatever. It's got to be done a certain way. I don't know. There we go. Okay. And we've got our little bit of celery cut up. And what else do I have in there? I'm going to cut up some green onion real fast. That's going to be more for the garnish for later on the fried rice, but we'll just leave that sit there in the meantime. And at some point I got to pick up that onion I dropped before my silly dog comes in here and decides to try and eat it and get sick. Because they do say that onion is not good for dogs. So I'm gonna believe that, because I'm no Scientologist or dog doctor. So if they say that it's bad for the beagle, I believe it's bad for the beagle. There we go. All right. But we are keeping this fairly simple tonight, keeping it fairly simple. And we'll just kind of cut those in half. All right, so we got that. Let me make sure there's nothing else in there that I want to put in. So we've got over here, let me see. It's stir fry a la honey badger. Always, yeah, it's stir fry a la badger. You're exactly right, Bob. This is how, and I've been doing this I've been making stir fries forever. And slowly but surely, I think I've actually gotten fairly decent at it. My kids used to love it. I used to just make them. It was just peppers, onions, and chicken with with soy sauce. There was nothing else. It was just cooking oil. And they grew up like that, and they loved it. Plus, I'd make them like I'd get the frozen egg rolls, which I'm not making the frozen egg rolls tonight because I just don't really. I don't want egg rolls tonight. But let me get this. Take this chicken out of here. Speaking of that silly dog, I'm gonna put it in. I don't have anywhere to set it other than in her bowl. But I'm gonna keep her from eating it. Basically, it's cracklings. At this point, it's just cracklings. Okay, so where's the camera at? Nope, go. Nope, you can't have it. It's too hot. Too hot, silly dog. It's too hot. I know. Don't give me that look. You can't have it. Gotta give it a minute. Oh, you did a barbecue chicken stir fry tonight, Tom. That's pretty cool. Yeah, food's too hot. No, I'm not gonna do. I couldn't find anybody to watch the dog. All the here, get back. You can't have it. You can't have it yet. Yeah, Fuzz. I couldn't find anybody to watch the dog. Easter weekend has kind of screwed it for me because all the dog people were like, even the kennels. I was like looking for a kennel to watch her, and all those guys were full, and they wouldn't do it. So hey, Granny Graham, what's up? Nope. No, go on. I know you want it. Here, have a treat. Have a little dog treat. There you go. Have a couple treats. There you go. Let me make sure I get that onion off the floor. I know I dropped an onion. The carrot she can have, but the onion's no bueno. Oh, there's that onion. All right, got the onion. Oh, sorry guys. I had dog control. I got dog control. It's gonna be hot. You're on your own with that. Okay, so move you guys over here for the stir fry part. I'm gonna move this bowl out the way. There we go. Yeah, somebody told me they make them really, really sick. They were saying that the dogs get really, really super sick if they have onion. It can do more than make them sick or make them have gas, which this dog has enough trouble. She can be known to have that problem anyway. It was funny, yesterday I ran out of food and I thought I had like some cans of food in here, and I had to go out of town. I was looking at a bee farm to pick up a lot of beeswax from, and I forgot to get dog food on my way back. Well, I made all this ham for last weekend, and so she's had ham and potatoes and corn and all kinds of yummy stuff here today. And then my mom was nice enough to drop off some dog food here a little bit ago. So, because I had to run the other food all the way out because she's not a puppy anymore as of like last time I bought food. So she has to go to adult food. And with that, oh yeah, that's still nice and hot. With that being said, I wanted to run all the other food out. The veterinarian was like, well, you know, you want to kind of give them a little bit at a time. And I'm like, you know, this dog's cool. I don't need to like totally. I mean, I don't know. She's had canned food forever. WMG. What's going on, killer? Queen of New England. There we go. Thanks for showing up. We got this going on. That going on. And we're just going to save just a little bit of this chicken for the chicken fried rice. I'm just going to set that off to the side here. And I'm going to throw in basically everything at this point. I've got some bamboo shoots I'm going to throw in. I'm going to take these gloves off. I don't need these for this part. So anyway, so I've got some bamboo shoots that I'm going to pop in there. And I've got some water chestnuts that we're going to pop in. I'm going to keep the broccoli down to a dull roar because I don't know about you, but if I go somewhere and get Chinese food, especially because I get stuff like Kung Pao chicken and things like that, the last thing I want it to do is just be all broccoli. So I've got a little bit of broccoli here that, from the freezer. Got that. That in there. Like I said, that was from the freezer. And then, let's see. I'm gonna put my some peppers in there. Start working on those carrots. I'm gonna save a little bit of the carrots back for the chicken fried rice because, I mean, those are good. Throw in some of these onions and celery. I'll keep the, ooh, that's a big piece. I'll just eat that one. There we go. And that's basically everything we're going to need for the stir fry. Now it is going to cool down just a second, but it should be all right. And then we're also going to add in, or I'm not going to add anything. Well, as far as like salt, pepper, because I don't really need it, but I am going to put in 2 dehydrated cayenne peppers from the garden that I've got just kind of hanging out. That'll give it its spice that it needs. We're also going to add, we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then about the same amount of teriyaki sauce. I need to overdo it. And then just a smidge of oyster sauce. This is oyster flavored sauce. I don't know what the difference. You know, I'm not claiming this is. So I put about a teaspoon of that in there. And really, I don't need much of that. Now, a lot of times people will put in sesame oil and things like that, but I don't really want sesame oil in mine. Ooh, I put too many carrots in that. I won't have any carrots for my fried rice. I just totally screwed the pooch on that. Oh well. That's all right. We will survive. Well, that cooled that down real quick. I just made stir fry on, I think Sunday, or no, Monday or Tuesday, and it didn't, or Saturday, one of these days, and it didn't cool down at all like that. So of course, when I'm doing it in front of like hundreds of people, then of course that's what goes on. Mercy B. Let's see. Let me read. Thai peanut. Oh, sorry. Your thing rolled past. I love oyster sauce and hoisin sauce with a pinch of brown sugar. Yeah, that's not bad. My cats will not watch Asian cooking video with me. Oh, I wonder why. There we go. Okay. Well, that was ripping hot though just a minute ago. But it did this to me last time I did. The last time I did chicken, I just did chicken fried rice. It's just chicken fried rice. And the chicken took forever. That's why I made the chicken so small. But there we go. It's heating up. It'll come back up. Let's see. Let's see, cats. We'll watch that. But anyway, so we're going to just work that around. Get everything in there. But that shouldn't take long at all. That should not take long at all. I'm super excited about the, I think the last time that I had chicken fried rice was the last time we did it on here, to be honest. And I might even just cut up a little bit of carrot to throw in there, because I want that carrot. I want that carrot in there. I'm kind of like obsessed with the carrot now. And I'm trying to use up as many carrots as I possibly can. Because not only is this week and next week going to be a fridge dump, it's going to be a freezer dump as well. Because, is that a White Claw? No, it's not a White Claw. White Claws are awesome, but this is not. This was actually, I got screwed on this beer today, or yesterday I went through the drive-thru, and in Ohio we have really strict laws about having alcohol in your car, like super strict. And one of the things you can't do is you can't have alcohol like in your accessible to like your hands. So when I went through the drive-thru, I asked the gal to just put it in the back seat for me, because it's legal in the back seat or anywhere like that. And so she did that, and instead of what I normally get, she gave me the Natty Lights. I thought it was kind of cheaper, but I mean, it's not normally I would complain a little bit, but yeah. But just remember, for everybody out there, if you don't let anybody give you a hard time about White Claws, because there's no laws when you're drinking Claws, okay? That's for sure. Trulies are for college kids, so that's just. And I do like a couple of flavors of White Claws. I like the mango. I like the lime. I like what's one of the other ones that I've had here in my lifetime. Yeah. Trying to think what other ones. I'm trying to think what other flavors of the Claws that I've had that are bad. And White Claws is weird. Like, I think it's the flavors are kind of strange, because like flavors I don't normally like, I like of White Claw, but flavors I normally like, I don't like of White Claw. Like, I don't like I've always been kind of a black cherry person. I hate their black cherry. The raspberry's okay, but one flavor that I absolutely despise, and even Ming, she bought mangoes this week, and she put them in our smoothies this weekend, and during last few days for breakfast, and I absolutely despise it. I mean, I don't despise it. I shouldn't say I despise it, but I do not like the flavor of a regular mango. But a mango White Claw, I will get down with all day long. They're not bad. Man, that's so watery, and this does this to me every single time that I do this on a live. No, I did this the other day, and I was done with this stir fry in 5 minutes. And I don't know what it is about the YouTube live stream video demons, but I did this the same temperature and everything, and it was not watery. It wasn't anything. And it was good to go in 5 minutes. And here tonight, I've got a lake brewing up in the bottom of my pan. Let's see. Yeah, see, I like White Claw Zima. You know, they just brought Zima back for a little while ago. Zima was rolling out. They were rolling out some Zimas. Maybe not last year, but the year before. I remember Zima. I think it was like grapefruit flavor. Wasn't it like grapefruit flavor? That was kind of the jam on that. James, thank you. Yeah, that was Bartles and James. Thank you for your support. Man, Zima mix and Aftershock mix was awesome. Man, I'll tell you what. Aftershock, I didn't realize I remember I've had it. Like, usually when I've had any kind of those kind of drinks, like Aftershock or Goldschlager, it's usually it was always like 1:45 or 3 a.m. And I really don't remember, I don't really know how really good it would have been, but I just, Mad Dog, any of that stuff, I don't ever remember starting the night with Goldschlager, Aftershock, Mad Dog. I don't ever remember starting the night like that. I used to try and drink like a gentleman, and then somewhere about 11:30, that plan just all went to hell, like every single time. Because I don't act like I'm some kind of goody two shoes. That's for sure. Because I definitely was not a goody two shoes back in the day. I definitely did not shy away from having some drinks, being at the bars, and carousing, as my grandma would have said, out there carousing. Let's see. But I definitely could have been accused of that. But yeah, any of those kind of drinks like that, I couldn't really probably tell you what they tasted like. It's like, I never had tequila until I had a lot of tequila when I was younger, but I never had tequila where I would remember what it ever tasted like. Because the only time I ever drank tequila was like 2 o'clock in the morning, right before we all left to go to the, right before you went to the after party. Or, something like that, where it'd be like peppermint schnapps, because at one point we actually thought if you drank peppermint schnapps before you left the bar, that it would make your breath minty. It was almost like mouthwash. So that's what your boy here is like working with. That's the kind of mentality that you're working with when you're watching all this stuff. Let's see. Yeah, even where I live, I think at some point you can, this stir fry's done. We're going to call this a day on the stir fry. And I'm going to get out the blue streak here and pull that off, and then we're going to jump right into our stir fried, or our chicken fried rice. We're going to do this all in one pan. I'm just going to set this off to the side. And that's going to be good to go. Because I don't want my vegetables to be soggy. I want them to have a little bit of snap when I cook them, or when I eat them. And as soon as that water's kind of went away, I'm cool with that. And it actually looks pretty, Chinese food takeout-ish, without the weird little white box. That a lot of people don't realize, if you take that box apart, it turns into a little plate. So I dig on the little white box. There we go. Let's see. But I am going to set that off the side. We'll take a look at it though. It looks really nice. I'll just give it a little, so you can see some of the. Give it a little more of a, oh shoot, drop that on it. Maybe it needs some peanuts. There you go. I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna mess with that. Yeah, that's gonna be just fine. All right. Let's see, Granny. That's not a bad thing. I'm gonna sip my drink, and we're gonna throw in. I'm gonna throw in these carrots. Oh, and I want to get some more. Let's turn that down just a little bit. It doesn't need to be up that high. So we're going to put in a little more oil. I almost forgot to do that. So got that going. And then I'll save the sauce for when this is just about ready to go. And I've got some more of the celery here, and a little bit of onion to throw in there. We don't need a lot. Now this is a pretty small amount. Normally, if I'm going to use 1 egg, and normally if I was going to do a full batch of this, one of the tricks that I found that works really well with making chicken fried rice is to use 1 egg plus another the egg yolk. So 2 yolks, 1 white. It for whatever reason, it really does work. And it does taste really, really nice. So, let's see here. So we'll keep that. I'll keep this. It needs to be the other bowl. I need my other bowl. There we go. Just keep this cooking. And you got all the flavors in there from the other thing, but I'm not going to rattle that around too much. Let's see here. So we got that little bit in there. We're going to get that going. And I'm hoping that I don't forget something with the chicken fried rice, because I always forget something when it comes to the chicken fried rice. Whether it's the egg or the soy sauce or something, man. I always forget something in the chicken fried rice. Eggs make the egg, yeah, about 100%. The egg makes the chicken fried rice. That's 150% correct. Let's see, crazy thing. Let's see. Yeah, me too, Huey. It's probably been like 12 or 13 months since I've had something to drink too. I'm right there with you. Sobriety's the way. You know? It definitely is. Yeah, I try to, I'm, mostly pretty much a teetotaler, except for like, I don't know. I have everything has a time and a place. Let's see, okay, so we got that in there. So then we are going to dump in, I'm not going to go, I've got what equal to be a cup of rice. And I'm not going to use the entire thing, because I don't want that much chicken fried rice. So I'm going to use about half of that. And this was made earlier today. Because like I said, I'm going to eat this again. I'm making this again in a couple days. Probably either tomorrow or Saturday. So I'm pretty cool on all that. Add a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit more oil to that. Let's see. Get that in there. Got our chicken going. Now, I added the homemade carrots. I didn't have peas and carrots. I use, what do you call it? I use peas and carrots from the freezer, generally, but I didn't have that. I just had peas. So we're gonna add some peas into this. And I'm gonna get that going. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I really, really do. And then I'm gonna be super mad. I forgot something. But I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Let's see. Hot toddy autocorrect got me. I don't know about it. Billy Lee Lawton. Hey, Billy Lee, what's up? Good to see you. Now, is the 8 o'clock hour working a little bit better for everybody? Or does it matter? Because, to be honest, it really doesn't matter to me. The funny part is that Val put something on since she was looking for it an hour ago and forgot that I was going to go on an hour later. Or start doing these at 8. And I was about at 10 till 7 my time. I was getting ready to start. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. 8 o'clock tonight. A little stick on there. Get a little soy in there. A little soy sauce. Not a whole lot. Just enough to change the color. Just enough to give it some color. That's all we need. Break up those clumps a little bit. Get it toward the center. See how it's cooking. We're going to give that about 1 minute to kind of sit there after I've broken it up. I'm going to give that about a minute, and then we're going to throw in our egg. I think we are pretty much about done with this. Everybody can see that okay. And all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it smells like it smells like chicken fried rice. I don't want to overdo on the flavors. So, because you can, too much of anything can kill it. Thanks, Billy Lee. Appreciate it. You like it, William Hurt? Good. Okay. That might be better as folks will have more time to shop. You mean shop for cast iron cure on eBay? Yeah, people should do that. They should definitely shop for some cast iron cure on eBay. The one thing I have been working on, because I'm a boil in the bag. I'm a boil in the bag rice guy. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that I'm not. Always have been, and I always will be. But I've had this rice. I've had rice sitting up on my counter through all the, like in a container through this whole winter, and I've slowly but surely used up this rice. And I had exactly 1 cup of our rice left today. So this is the last of the rice in my house. And because it is a little sticky. I'm not a rice guru, and people are like, you should get a rice steamer. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I should or I shouldn't, or if I should just continue to use boil in a bag rice. Because it comes in about 1 billion different flavors, and there's a billion different kinds. Okay, and let's put our egg in there. I'm going to throw just a smidge more oil in there, because I'm going to toss my egg in. I don't want my egg to stick. And I've actually been pretty sparing with the oil so far. So, our egg in there. Not too bad. We'll let that sit and get eggy. Let that egg cook. The last thing I want is to dig through there and grab some egg that 20 pounds and go through it in about 4 months. Yeah, some people, people do that. And I don't know how anybody gets really good at making rice, but I've done it a million different ways. And I've been wrong a million different times with making rice. I've just never been, and like I said, I could get a rice cooker, I could do a lot of these things, but I really think that, it's back to boiling the rice. Because it comes out good, it tastes good, and I don't eat enough rice to, if I had a 20-pound bag of rice, I don't even know how long that would last me. How many years 20 pounds of rice would last me? I really don't know. Yeah, I just did. I just added some oil. You're 100% right. I just added oil. M&H, thanks for showing up. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're new. There we go. That's got about another minute or two. And that should be about it. This rice was really kind of sticky rice, and it's not separating all that great because I don't make great rice. I'll be the first to admit that. Let's see. It has to, let's see. I have the cooker in spots, etc., but simmering in the pot always works better for me personally. Yeah, I did this earlier. I just did it in a stainless steel 1960s wherever pot. I just did like a cup of rice with 2 cups of water, brought it to a boil, and let it sit in there and simmer for 20 minutes. And that was it. And I took it off. And it looks okay when I do it, but then when it sits, it's just a ball of mush. But that's I've had rice come out better, but this is not one of those times. But that's okay. This is some chicken fried rice, and that's all right. There we go. And I think this is done. So let's not mince words and mince time, because we are just coming up on about an hour. And I'll pull that over there. And take this off of the heat source. Let's move this down. You guys can see a little better. Bring that down after see the mess I made. And then we'll take that out and bring out where did the blue streak go? I lost my blue streak. I gotta lose something every time. Or it's not my show. Okay. Anyway. I don't know what I did with it. Okay, anyway, we got others. I was really hoping to find that one, so fluff with a fork. There we go. Got some stickage, but whatever. If I had my blue streak, it wouldn't be. Oh, there it is. I see it. It was underneath. I got it underneath another spatula there. Oh well. I could have swore my doorbell just went off. I really hope it didn't. There we go. It's kind of a big bowl for that, but yeah. So that doesn't look, I don't think it looks bad. It's not, I've had worse stuff than this from a Chinese food place. So anyway, put that back over there. We'll get that, toss that over here, and we'll get everything plated up. I'll move my stuff out of the way, bring plate over, and we'll get everything done. Everything looks fairly good to me. And we'll get this plated up. Day-old rice is the best for fried rice. Yeah, Val, this was early this morning. This was probably 9 o'clock this morning. I made the fried rice. That's how long that went. So here we go. So we got that. We'll get our fried rice. We'll plate that up. Move our stuff there. Ooh, there's a loose onion. So we'll have that. Chicken fried rice. And it might have been a little too much of the egg for that amount, but whatever. It's still going to be good. So I've got my chicken fried rice there. And we've got our stir-fried chicken here. There we go. I'm going to smash this too. There we go. Like I said, I didn't want to over broccoli. Sometimes I think people can, I think Chinese restaurants can over broccoli. And the other thing that I don't like, that I find in a lot of Chinese food, is those little corns. I am not a fan of those little corns. I don't know why they have those mini baby corns in there, but that is not my jam at all. There's a million other things that I'd like to have in Chinese food than those little baby corns that they don't even taste like corn. I don't know what the heck they taste like. All right, so we'll check that out. Bring that over here. Get that looking, how it's looking. Let's see. Let's get another. Line that up. There we go. I'll drop a little bit of soy sauce, just a smidge. Because soy sauce is kind of like salt. If you don't taste it first, you don't know. So, but anyway, so we'll give that a try and see how it is. Okay. Go with our chicken fried rice first. Surprisingly enough, it's a little on the mushy side, but it was like that to begin with, and it's really good. That's really good. I'm actually going to hit another piece of that. That's not bad. A little bit of spicy kick from those, from the dehydrated, cayenne peppers in there. It's got a nice little spice. That stir fry is really good. Really good. The chicken's really nice. Chicken's nice and tender. It's got a really good, it's just got a really good flavor to it overall. It's super good. The vegetables still have a nice crunch. Really nice crunch. Everything there is pretty decent. I can't complain about that. I'll do one more bite. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Let me throw my glasses back on. Shamila Bevel. Hi, nice to see you. Let's see. I'll take home delivery. Yeah, I wanted to do that last time, but nobody. I don't know. I wanted to do that with the cookies. I wanted to. One of these times, I want to send. If you guys are down for it, one of these times, next time I make cookies, I'll send somebody a dozen cookies. We'll have that as kind of the contest. We'll send somebody a dozen cookies. For sure. But yeah, 100%. I mean, make your rice, do your thing, but that the process right there is 100%. You can that actually, you know what? Like I said, Billy Lee, I've had way worse at a Chinese restaurant. I've had way worse at a Chinese restaurant. That's for sure. It's really good. Like I said, my rice could have came out better if you're better with rice or, oh, and I forgot the scallions. I always forget something when it comes to these, but I'll put those on. I'll put those on now because I'll eat them here in a minute. And I forgot to get a thumbnail. So, anywho, but yeah, that's, I've had way worse stuff at Chinese food places than that right there. I've been working on one of these days. I'm gonna do some Kung Pao chicken, which I really like, and some General Tso's chicken. But this is the basic stir fry, and like I said, that's not bad for a bunch of stuff in your refrigerator that in a few days would have went bad. Yeah, I added some extra pieces of chicken. I had some vegetables. I had some stuff from the cupboard, and I mean for what, $4, $5, and the time to do it. That's what I came up with. So, I mean, that's one of the things I've always hated is when somebody in the house goes, "There's nothing here to eat," and there's always, if you got anything, if you keep a decent kitchen, there's always something you can throw together. And this is just a perfect. This is a perfect example. I mean, this was a few cans, some chopped up vegetables, the last cup of rice in the house, and that was, and a few sauces. So it's just there's always, you can always find something. But anyway, so we're pushing about an hour here, and I think I'm gonna let everybody go. I think I'm gonna eat, and we went up till 9 o'clock. Which I think we did pretty good on our time. So we did all this in an hour, and I didn't have a whole heck of a lot prepped. So seems to me that that all worked out. But anyway, look for something this weekend. I want to try and do something this weekend if I can. While Cornbread, since I can't go to Cornbread Fest, we'll see if I can't do something. Looking around 11 o'clock on the weekend, my time, Buckeye time, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, hey everybody, thanks for showing up. Please hit the like button And if you're out there and you liked what you saw tonight, please hit the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 500 every week. We jumped up. This was actually the best month for subscribers I've ever had. They are just we probably tripled the amount of subscribers from last month to this month. So that's just been fantastic. But anyway, hit the like button, subscribe button. Look for me this weekend. And hey, we'll see you. And we'll definitely see you in the comment section. Have fun.